There are several causes for loss of diversity. Say habitat loss and fragmentation, overexploitation, alien species invasion, co-extinction, and so on. We also say the sixth extinction reason has always been the human. We are not going to discuss this in today's topic, but generally this is one of the important things. Now, according to the textbook, we have four of them. We will discuss one by one. First one, habitat loss and fragmentation. One of the greatest problem we have ever known is for overpopulation. Now, since we are overpopulated, we need shelter according to it. We need food, we need work, we need everything, right? So, when we require shelter, food, job, so what happens? Our entire zone starts expanding. We want to become more and more urban. Industries are set up every year. How is all this being done? By cutting down the jungle, say. So, we are removing the normal natural habitat conditions. So, which are the regions which generally get affected? It could be a wetland, it could be a grassland, any kind of region could get affected. It could be a forest region, it could be just any normal vegetation crop which could be removed just because we need more and more space for shelter. So, what we are doing, there is shortage of food, we are overgrazing, overproducing. Everything what we are doing is over in number. Because of that, there is a total loss, devastation, what can be expected. Next thing is over exploitation. Over exploitation, I think we have already understood what we are doing. Say, I would not even go in terms of consuming. Okay, let's start with that. Consuming more animals and plants is one of them. So, we know that certain pigeons, tiger species, Stella cow, all these have been exploited by human by more and more hunting. The more we hunt, the more animals die. Not only that, does this mean only animals are getting affected by this? No, what we are doing, we are more and more sowing and harvesting crop. More the harvesting is happening, less fertile the land becomes. So, what happens? That region becomes completely barren. So, that's about over exploitation. Coming to alien species invasion, what happens? Because we are reducing a species space, say for example we are cutting down forest and entering into the forest region, where do the animals go there? So, they are trying to come to our land, and because of this there is a species which gets invading into another species land, and because of this there is huge competition. When more and more competition is happening, more and more habitat loss is happening. Another way of looking into the same alien species invasion is humans introducing new form of plants and animals into a new zone. Now, for example, let's take this example of water hyacinth. Water hyacinth, which is today called as terror of Bengal, was brought by Britishers to India. It was not a native plant of India. But today what has it done? It has covered the water bodies in such large quantity that there are lesser number of water bodies today in India, especially in West Bengal. If you see, this is why we call it terror of Bengal. It is covering up the lands, covering up the water region and killing the animals within. Aquatic animals are dying. So, this is one of the biggest issues. Let's take some more example. Parthenium, the Congress plant we call it, right? It causes high amount of allergy. Again, this is not a plant which is native of India. It has been growing in India because as these Britishers were coming in, they were bringing the seeds of carrot and other things when they are exporting and importing. Along with this, the Parthenium seeds came as an adulterant, and this is causing havoc in India today. Such many examples can be taken under alien species invasion. So, two ways. One, because we are taking some animals' land, they are going into another animal's land. This is one way of looking at it. The other way is human itself bringing in a change. The last form is co-extinction. Co-extinction, the best example I would say as a yucca plant and a moth. We have learned this example under symbiotic relationship. Moth lays egg in yucca plant's flowers, because of which pollination is done by the moth. So basically just imagine if the yucca plants are all dead, there is no more yucca plant. Have you thought where will the moth lay its eggs? Nowhere. So moths are equally going to be dead. Or say if moths are completely wiped out, then there is no one to pollinate yucca plant. So yucca plant dies. So such a combination of co-extinction, we call it as keystone species. It might look very small for us. A moth might not be a considerable organism in our life, but it brings in a very, very important cycle in yucca plant's life, and this vice versa also happens. That is co-extinction.